Hey, what's going on? This is AJ Styles, your United States WWE champion. But you are listening to The Bill and Joe Show on iTunes and iHeartRadio. And you are phenomenal.
We some Southern boys with the promised strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you could be next.
Welcome to I just wanted you to hear this.
Oh, that's right. Did you go to the show?
I went to the show.
You did. Did you stay for the whole thing?
No.
You didn't?
No, man.
Oh, my God. It was that bad?
No, actually, it wasn't.
Did you get kicked out?
Right? You gotta go. No. Welcome to the Bill and Joe Show. We are brought to you by TopExtracts.com. What is that name again, Joe?
TopExtracts.com. That's where it's at.
That's right, guys. Okay, so TopExtracts.com. They are cool enough to be sending us not only some material that we can actually to try out on our own. That's right. They're also sending us the machine that actually puts the capsules together, which I'm really excited about. But Kratom, it actually interesting stuff here. It has everything to do with if you take it in small amounts. Okay, you get a little bit of a kick. You get a little bit of a rush. You get a little bit excited. If you try it in larger amounts, it has a tendency to kind of, sedation. Kind of keeps you low. Fuck, I have that wrong. All right, so Kratom, it's from a leaf. Get this. It's from a leaf. The leaf of, and I'm going to try and say this right, Matrigina spisposia. And these trees are found in Southeast Asia. It has been around for centuries. It's all natural. Indonesia has actually been a huge, huge trader of this material. And when you take it, if you take low amounts, it gives you high energy. It gives you a boost of energy. And in this 5-hour energy kind of world, when you want something more natural. Now, if you take it in high amounts, it creates sedation. It has been used in traditional medicine to help reduce pain, ease opiate withdrawals, increase focus, help with meditation. Like, I'm excited to get this stuff. You can go to topextracts.com. You can get the machine that I was talking about. You can go through every individual. It doesn't have to be just Kratom, but you can go through every individual one and kind of pick out what is yours. So for every dollar spent, you receive up to 5% back in points, and some customers have even cashed them out for over $200 this month. So that means as you buy stuff, you get kind of paid back. So check it out, topextracts.com. No, welcome to the Bill and Joe Show. Before the Goo Goo Dolls concert.
Yeah.
You went to the Guns N' Roses concert.
Yeah.
Same night.
It sounds like we had different reactions.
Yeah, okay, so let's start with you. You drove all the way to St. Louis.
GNR, St. Louis.
St. Louis, what stadium was it in? The
Edward Jones Dome, now known as the America Dome or something like that.
Ameritrade or something.
No, it's like, because now it's the football team's gone. The Rams left.
Right. So
now they just call it like the
Dome.
The America's Gateway Dome or something like that.
So they couldn't find a sponsor, so they just...
I guess. So St. Louis just took it on.
Wow. All right, so you went to see them in size closed, right?
Yeah, right.
Right, okay.
It's a dome.
Right.
And
well, I didn't know if it was one of, like, a cowboy dome.
The acoustics sounded like shit in
Really?
that place. It was like...
That sounds awful.
Oh, it was terrible.
What? Okay, so the acoustics suck because it was made for a football team.
Right.
Well,
I can't even believe that they would agree to play there. It
Really?
sounded so tinny, and it was just. I mean, they were great, but literally, like when Axl would talk to the crowd, which was very little, but he even told a story, and it was like, the last time we were here, St. Louis was up.
Oh, the story about the last time he was in St. Louis?
Right. Last time I was in St. Louis,
just jumbled?
I got a number of a girlfriend. It's called. And I said, Click. Hit it. What? Like, what did he say? What was that? Well, apparently my wife heard the story. She told me later.
Oh,
but I couldn't make it out.
okay. So you go down there on a Thursday night.
Yeah. First we go to dinner.
Didn't I send you a text at like what was it, like 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday? It was either Friday or Saturday. And you're like, dude, I'm already halfway there.
I'm already drunk. Yeah, because I started drinking at like 8 in the morning.
So Thursday night wasn't enough.
Right.
I assume Friday night was a lot of fun.
Well, so Sunday night.
Saturday, you're picking it up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
Man. You still got that rock star gene. Like,
I guess.
You can just mend all those days together.
Well,
what was Sunday like for you?
Well, you just got to get back on the horse.
Sunday?
Yeah.
So you had Monday off work too?
No. That's the problem. See? So,
all right.
So Friday wasn't very fun because we did the GNR show. I partied hard.
Okay.
Had a lot of fun, stayed out late.
Sure.
The people we went with, they all want to get up and leave early, but they want to do breakfast at like 8:30. And of course, my wife is like, "Yeah, let's all do that." So I got to get up at 8 so I can be in the lobby at 8:30, and we go out to breakfast, and then my wife and I are going to do the day in St. Louis. Like, we want to do the zoo or all that bullshit.
Right.
So we end up at Cahokia Mounds,
which is
the old Indian area.
Okay.
It is the oldest man-made structure that exists north of Mexico.
Okay.
So there's nothing older that a man had anything to do with in America than this spot right there.
Okay.
In Illinois. So it's kind of neat.
So not Missouri.
No, I mean, it's just across the border.
Right.
And we get out there, and it is like...
You just sweating balls?
Right? And she's like, oh, there's trails. We can go hiking. We can do all this stuff. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we're kind of into that lately. We're doing hiking.
After 3 days of drinking, though? Guns N' Roses, Friday, Saturday?
The only way I get away with going on a 3-day bender is putting in the wife time.
Putting in,
You don't go, honey, no, I'm going to sleep this one off.
Right.
So I can have enough energy to go party tomorrow.
Okay.
I've got to do this. And I've got to do it with a smile on my face.
Oh.
And we get to the spot, and it's this gigantic mound. So like it's this prehistoric age building that they had. It was like their fortress, and it was all this. But over time, it got covered in debris and dirt, which created this mountain covered in grass, which is the mound, the Cahokia Mounds.
Sure.
And there's just a big stairway that takes you all the way to the top. So you're on top of the house. You're not walking through it.
Okay.
And you get up to the top, and you can see the grounds.
Sure.
And you can see where they lived. And you can see other tiny little mounds of other huts and things that they had. And that's it.
And that's all intact?
That's just it. It's all covered. You don't know what's under there.
Okay.
And it's prehistoric, so it was made with wood. That stuff's gone.
Yeah, I would think.
It's just like the fossilized imprint of it. And they like can X-ray the.
So that's what you mean by debris. Like I'm thinking Illinois. Like I'm thinking like trash that's blown off the interstate.
Well, yeah, but we're talking like 1,000,000 years though.
Right.
Of that compounding, turning into soil, and it creates this hill.
Now, was there ever any like information about like is that your vantage point? Was that their vantage point that they used to protect the grounds around it?
Because they didn't go up top though. They had their house on ground. We just walked up on top of the house.
Okay.
Which is no longer there. So we're walking up the steps, and she starts a conversation that I've already said to her 100,000 times, this is what I want. And she's like, well, I was thinking, what can't we do it this way? And it's like, how many times do I have to say this? What?
Right.
Women, why can't I just put my foot down and have you just, can you just.
Because you drank for the past 3 days, Joe.
No, this is like a house thing. Like,
okay.
And I'm like, no, we're going to do it this way. Well, that costs more money. That's the way I want to do it. All right? Why can't I have the a man of the house.
Right.
All right. Why are we talking about this for the 5th time?
Oh, shit.
Can this be done? And we're literally going up the steps, and it's like, I've been drinking. It's hot, and I'm like, we're getting up to the 3rd rung, and I'm like, listen, I don't know why I always have to get into this with you. Why can't you? And then meanwhile, the kids are running by us, and we're fighting, we're bickering,
Right.
And and it gets to the point where I'm like, can we not talk about this right now?
Let's wait until we get in the car.
Yeah, right.
Turn on some AC.
I can't breathe. We're fighting in front of strangers. This is bullshit.
Speaking of fighting with a woman, I just stopped myself from telling her to eat a bag of dicks. Have you ever?
I've never said that. I can't imagine.
Have you ever gotten so you were just saying, how many times do we have to have this conversation?
Right.
I am just there comes a certain point. And I consider you and I both, very, lenient. We understand that sometimes things need talked about a little bit more than others.
Sure.
But then there does come that breaking point where you're just eat a bag of dicks. I stopped myself. I didn't do it. But I just wanted to bring. Have you never thought about using that phrase?
No, that's never even come across. I know that one's not in my.
I stopped myself. I typed it out. Texted it out, and then I stopped myself and erased it. I left it there for a minute and really thought about it. I was like, do I really?
Oh, you did it in text?
I was going to.
Oh, that's too. I think you can't do that in text because it's too abrasive. It's too. When you can go fuck yourself and die. It's.
Right.
I think it's too harsh coming in text. At least in person, you'd be like, eat a bag of dicks already. I mean, come on. Can we get over this? At least that is
No, I wanted
you
to
can
say
smooth it over.
Eat a fucking bag of dicks. I mean,
you wanted to eat. Period. Period.
Fucking bag of dicks. The bag of dicks, all lowercase.
Yeah.
At the very end of it, dot. I just, I had to stop myself. And have you ever had that moment where you text something and then you have to, all right, this is not cool. Set down the phone and really rethink before you send that? Because I think we live in such an age that it's so easy to communicate that we just take advantage of it to the point that we say a lot of unnecessary shit. So it's just a text message. Can't hurt that bad.
Well, I'm a very minimalist texter if I can be.
You absolutely are.
I don't feel necessary to do the okay. I don't, or the whatever, because my wife.
You just sent me a text that said okay.
Well, I wanted you to know. I didn't want there to be any miscommunication that I wasn't coming.
Okay.
Or something.
Okay.
So something like that, I'm like, okay, I'm on my way,
Right.
But I don't need the, hey, are we going to do this? Yes, we're going to do this. Okay, I'm going to do that. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Sure thing. Thumbs up emoji.
I was at work with a guy today who he's getting a new phone in a new line, and he actually brought up an interesting idea. He was like, when I set up my new line, man, I'm not using voicemail. I was like, what?
He's not even going to activate it?
He's not even going to activate voicemail.
Yeah.
He's like, what's the point? What's the point of it? All it does is just waste my time. And interesting enough, I was like, oh, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, damn, have we really gotten so far away from communicating with one another that I don't even want to hear your voice anymore. If it can't be done in text, I don't even want to hear your voice. I mean, Tosh Point only had a point about it in one of his bits a long time ago. He was like, if you leave me a voice message, just say your name. Even though I already have it in my caller ID, just be like, beep, Alex. I don't want to hear anything else after that.
Yeah.
But this guy is actually taking it one step further and being like, I'm not even activating it. To hell with it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I was like,
my brother-in-law didn't activate his for a year.
Wow.
Every time you call, just be like, I'm sorry, this person has not activated their voicemail.
Right.
And that's it.
How do you...
well...
Would you...
You can't... I mean, you got to have a professional life. I mean, there's times where, right now, we got our house for sale.
Right.
Realtor's calling and leaving... I mean, I can't not get the message from my realtor,
Right.
I mean, there's just moments.
that
No,
it's called for.
And then you got
True.
my mom who doesn't have a cell phone, so she can't text.
Right.